Ready to do this? You ready to do this, Shomi?
I think it's recording.
I hope.
Yeah, we're good.
I hope it's recording, or else this is going to look really, really awkward when I move this stuff up. It says all the previous 30-something ones we've done.
Yep. All right. So 3, 2, 1, action. Set that back down. What is up, guys? It is back 2 beers deep. Thank you so much for viewing, joining in, listening to the podcast. What all this, all that, all be all. Greg, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing fantabulous today. Deke, how are you?
That's not a word.
It's a word I just made up. Let it be.
I'm good.
Let it be. Let it be.
I'm going to see if I can pull up the comments and stuff on the phone like we talked about before. It's we were talking about it before. It's kind of a loose week in sports where there's some big news and then there's some not so big news, but we're gonna make an hour last. We're gonna see what happens here.
I think we got some decent stuff to talk about, and I almost just put my can on the table, and then I realized, wait a second, no free beer sponsors, folks.
No free ads.
None whatsoever.
No free ads at all. Let's start off. Premier League, Greg. That way we get that one out of the way. We talk about the Premier League.
You're starting guns a-blazing. I kind of
starting
like it.
guns a-blazing. The main reason is that I am happy, not because of an injury, but because Man City took a giant hit this past weekend. Kevin De Bruyne is out for, we confirmed, 3 months, you said?
I believe you were the one that actually said 3 months.
I said
but yeah,
months or weeks.
I believe it might have been months.
Either way, what we're looking at right now is the best player on their team. Can you say that? Can you stand by that statement that Kevin De Bruyne is the best player on Man City?
Begrudgingly, I'll say yes.
I mean, I'm not even...
Begrudgingly, yes.
I mean, I'm a Man U fan. Everyone knows that. But I personally believe De Bruyne was their best player last year. And I think he was set up to be their best player this year on a pretty wide margin, considering they have Aguero and some other amazing talents there.
I think it's very easy to say he's the most consistent player and he's the most relied upon guy that
De Bruyne.
Yes, De Bruyne is easily.
Yeah. So you look at their team, obviously some guys that could step in, step up. Gundogan has an opportunity now to actually step up and not be injured and not play like crap. But no, what was your biggest takeaway from this first weekend? The EPL is back. What was your biggest takeaway? Not talking about Southampton because no one cares about Southampton.
You're just throwing the gasoline on that fire right there.
It's been a rough day.
It's been a rough day.
And it's a Wednesday. So.
Yeah, it is true. It is a Wednesday. We're recording early, so apologies for that. I think the biggest story has to be, well, a couple things. Number one, Arsenal just kind of looking.
Can someone tell Greg to move his mic?
Why?
Away. It literally is like this.
Why?
And you're
the one that said people don't want to see my ugly mug, so it's kind of works out.
People don't want to see your ugly face. I get it. All right, keep going. So the BPL, what was the biggest thing?
2 things. Number one, Arsenal looking flat in their debut. Yeah.
Absolutely terrible, yeah.
Yeah, Arsenal just, I don't even know what to make of it. I feel like they did not start off the post-Arsene Wenger era to the best.
I had good hopes for them.
It's only the first game, though, so, I mean, there's a lot that can happen.
No, it's Arsenal.
It's Arsenal.
So other teams you were surprised by. What did you think of Liverpool this past week?
Liverpool came out guns a-blazing. I mean, honestly, there wasn't really... I didn't feel like there was going to be much of a drop-off compared to what they were when we saw in Champions League a couple months ago. They kept basically the same team intact. I will say, I mean, their competition wasn't really necessarily the greatest.
Yeah.
That's the best way to put it. Obviously, Josh Elsas would probably think they're the future thing,
Josh,
but whatever.
Stop talking to us about that.
No.
Because they're not that good.
No, they're not.
Okay, let me take that back. They're good. There's a fly. They are good. Don't get me wrong. Liverpool is good. I will say that flat out as a Man U fan, and I keep saying as a Man U fan, so you guys know where I lie.
Top of table good, though.
Liverpool is good, not top of table good. Just I don't care who they beat. I don't care what they scoreline with. I don't care if they have Mohamed Salah, because if you look at actually what Salah has always done, here's the one thing that I always say when it comes to fantasy football. If you listen to the TFTB Fantasy Football Podcast, it is our Greg's not on it because he sucks at fantasy.
Excuse you. I make occasional guest appearances.
Occasional guest. No, but if you listen to the podcast, there's 2 things I spit on it about. You have to do this. One is talent plus opportunity. And the other one breaks down for the fact that what is most likely going to happen. Mohamed Salah had a great year last year, got hurt in the Champions League, but he had a tremendous year. Mohamed Salah was arguably the best player in the world. Not
even like a year. It was almost kind of like half a year.
Yeah, half a year.
Yeah.
But if you look at the rest of his career, You can tell me he didn't get the shots. You can tell me he wasn't in the right system. You can tell me a lot of things about Mohamed Salah. What I can tell you, though, is that his one great year. His one great half year. Yeah, no, exactly. His one great half year is less likely to happen than the rest of his career that we've seen, which the rest of his career we've seen is a good wing player.
Oh, no,
this is some points.
This is kind of like the Jamie Vardy situation. Vardy kind of came out of nowhere, and yes, the way Leicester the way Leicester plays, they're a counterattack team. They take advantage of that, and Vardy took advantage of that. So this is kind of essentially going to be like what happened the year after Leicester came out of nowhere and won that Premier League title. Everyone's going to game plan. Everyone's going to game plan around it now.
That I might disagree with, because Liverpool is better than a team that based their entire run to the cup on defense and counterattack. Even though Liverpool's style is the same, I would say Liverpool is better as a team than Leicester City has ever been, despite the champion in the last 5 years.
No, I'm saying like they'll game plan better towards it and stuff, but this is almost kind of like the same situation that happened, because if you remember the year that Leicester won the title, Vardy came out of nowhere and essentially, became a folk hero there.
Yeah, that's fair.
But I think Salah's going to take that step backwards now. It's just bound to happen.
How did Southampton do this week?
Southampton drew.
Who'd they draw against?
Burnley.
That's cute.
They're in Europa League. Shut up.
I know they are.
Yeah.
It's very sad.
Hey, come on.
It's just as sad.
We look good at certain aspects, so I'm happy.
Certain aspects.
I'm happy.
Man, you looked amazing.
Alex McCartney as our goalkeeper looks good. So
yeah, he does.
Yeah.
I would have liked to see Harry Maguire wear red on Sunday, but on Friday, excuse me. But I will take it. If I take a win, I will take it. I'm good to go on that.
You can still wait till the winter.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
It's not the same.
You never know. The price might drop down.
It's not the same.
It's possible.
Another thing that we do want to talk about is Real Madrid lost today. I didn't even know this until we got the update. Lost today against Atletico Madrid, 4-2 in the Super Cup.
Mm-hmm.
I always forget the big cups that happen at the beginning of seasons.
I always forget the Super Cup because it's literally the week after Premier League, which is weird for me.
It doesn't make sense to me.
No, because like I would feel like the Super Cup would happen literally before all the domestic leagues occur, but whatever.
You'd think so, but it doesn't really make sense anyways.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Antoine Griezmann, I feel like, is just awesome. What's the best way I can put it, I guess?
Yeah, he was a target aligned with Manchester United for a long, long time. It's very sad to pick. Ballon d'Or pick. Ready, go.
Ugh.
Wow.
Not
Neymar, because he's not on the list, is he?
I don't believe so, no.
No, so realistically for Ballon d'Or, I hate to go Messi and Ronaldo again, Mike, but it's going to be one of them. I would like it to be Salah. I do. And I think Salah has a great chance to run and take that away. I think a name that many people aren't looking towards, and probably for good reason, is Mbappe. Mbappe, I think, is going to break the transfer window. But what it comes down to, man, I'm just going to go Ronaldo. It's such a lame pick, and I'm so sorry, Mike. Please give us your choice, because
I do feel bad
to hear what you have to say about it.
I feel bad that you're taking Ronaldo in that place, because really, how much more credit is essentially kind of given to the World Cup in this case then?
Oh, a lot, I think.
I think
that's the reason I picked Ronaldo over Messi. Messi has kind of an atrocious World Cup every single year. He is so weirdly not great with Argentina that when it comes down to the fact that sometimes he is, sometimes he isn't, it's just freaking annoying.
I've never seen someone who's just so fluky that's like ride or die when it comes to a country.
I don't think it's
weird.
like okay, so Argentina wouldn't be anywhere near where they are on the world stage without him. And I can say, like, they have talent. They have Aguero. They have Rojo. They have a lot of talent around this Argentine national team. But at the end of the day, it's Messi. And that's literally what it comes down to. And if Messi can't do it, he can't. And you see time and time again, like, look at the very first game in the World Cup. Ronaldo put up a hat trick, a free kick goal, was unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
Unbelievable. But when it comes, and then Messi the next day had literally almost the same exact situations: a free kick right outside the 18, a couple breakaways, and didn't put the goals away. Mike Geiswart says that he does think Ronaldo is going to take Ballon d'Or. Agreed with you there, Mike. And Dennis says that Mbappe, too young. I completely agree with you. He's too young to win Ballon d'Or. He is too young at this point, and the reason is because Messi and Ronaldo just did more. Even though Mbappe won a World Cup, Mbappe, in my mind, sold himself as the best up-and-coming player, which I think we can all agree on.
I also kind of feel like Ronaldo and Messi were relied upon more often than Mbappe was, just because Mbappe was on a very deep and talented French team.
You have, Griezmann on there, Pogba, Matuidi. Oliver Giroud had a good cup. Loris had a great cup.
Hugo
Loris had a tremendous cup, which is another thing that I think he'll be bigger for Tottenham this year than people give him credit for.
Oh, yeah. Picked him up in fantasy for that.
So let's switch sports. Is there literally, we didn't even talk about this, guys. In case you're curious, we have a production meeting of about 5 minutes while we drink a beer beforehand because, is there anything, Hawk? Oh, Jose says Luka Modric. Luka Modric.
Your man crush that you want.
Literally, okay, so to tell everyone that's listening now, in case you don't know my philosophy on it, the term dark horse for me kind of has a sensitive spot because everyone's like, dude, my dark horse in the NFL this year is the Titans because no one understands the term dark horse.
No.
It's someone that you literally don't see coming. That's like saying the Rams defense is a dark horse because they picked up all these stars. No, they are great. They are going to be great. A dark horse is a team that shouldn't be good, but you see the pieces and they're young and talented. Like Jacksonville's defense, really, when they clicked last year, you're like, wow, I did not see that coming.
You saw the talent, but putting it all together, you probably were like, yeah.
Now, when it came to the World Cup, I stated a few times that I really believed Croatia was my dark horse team. And my reasoning behind that was they only have 2 huge names, and that's Modric and Rakitic. They have Kovacic as well, who was obviously good. They have Perisic, who's obviously good. But they really didn't have that other big names. Luka Modric is, I honestly would do a 1-for-1 swap. I'm a Man U fan. Let's say it every freaking second. I would do a 1-for-1 swap for Pogba, 1-for-1 swap for Lukaku, 1-for-1 swap for almost anyone on that team. I think Luka Modric is the most important player in Real Madrid's run recently, and that's more important than Cristiano Ronaldo because there is not a better center midfielder on the planet right now than Luka Modric.
Modric is also going to be relied upon a lot going into La Liga play this year, especially with
Luka Modric is forcing a move to Inter Milan is the rumor. If that happens, we'll see, and we'll keep you guys updated. Jose, thank you for the Luka Modric comment, though. I am in love with that guy. He is my favorite player on the planet at this moment, and I think he is the most important player to his team that people don't really underappreciate.
I'm surprised you didn't want to go too much into detail about the Pogba situation at Man U, to be honest.
Yeah, okay, so let's touch on that a little bit. Good point.
Just for a sec.
So the thing about Paul Pogba, the thing about just the BPL in general that kind of makes me super mad is that there's so many news sources claiming clickbait, claiming that they have sources, claiming they have an inside route. So when they say Pogba, let's say, had a $300,000 a week signing to Barcelona, and he was just waiting on the team agreement, and then the next report said 350,000 signing, and then the next report said it wasn't even a deal. At the end of the day, it didn't happen. Now, there's a lot of people that are mad at Mourinho, and actually a report came out this morning from the Sports Bible stating that Zinedine Zidane has named Manchester United as the team he would like to manage in the next 2 years.
Wow. Did not see that one,
actually. I mean, he's back-to-back Champions League manager. Granted, he didn't do much to add to that team. They still only won with him. So I think that's an interesting thing to think about. The Pogba situation, though, he did get captain's banned for their first game.
Which was surprising.
Yes, I thought it was going to go to Herrera, maybe. I thought De Gea. There's just a couple of names that are very steady, and they're not in the rumor mill.
I would have also thought Rashford, to be honest. But
captain?
Why not?
Captain.
Give him a shot.
No, there's no shot with captain. Captain is not a guest. Give him a shot is bringing him in the 70th minute and seeing if he can play. Yes, Rashford can play.
Yes.
Giving him a shot is starting him. Captain is your team. When the ref has an issue, he goes to the captain. When your team has an issue, they go to the captain.
You would trust Pogba to be the guy that a ref would go to.
Over Rashford? The kid's like 20. You're
fine.
You're on pause.
Drop. All right, I'm on pause.
You're muted. Okay. Your mic is muted. No, Rashford should not be the captain. He's too young. You should never have a player of that age under that kind of system be the captain. That is my thought. But with Paul Pogba, what it comes down to for me is Paul is a tremendous player that has too much flair for his own good. That is why I wouldn't mind a 1-for-1 swap with Luka Modric. I almost wouldn't mind a 1-for-1 swap with Verratti out of PSG. The reason being he is a center midfielder that gets the ball, distributes his ball, and that is it. Pogba very much so is about the flair. When it comes down to it, though, I do trust Pogba as the captain. The reason behind that is I don't think he has an alternative motive. Wow, I said modem. The router.
Two different things, though, man.
So I don't think he has this plan in the back of his head to throw the season. I think Pogba is here. Pogba ready. He wants to win. He wants to go on and actually get a trophy in England. I'm very, very positive that Pogba stays longer than Mourinho. And that is the statement I'm standing behind. I think the first coach sacked off the Vegas books, Mourinho had the best rates the best line to be the first coach sacked, the first manager sacked.
I think that's just based off of recent kind of history, the way it works, though. I feel like this is what pisses me off so much about Jose Mourinho is that he literally leaves a club in a very good spot when he gets let go. He left Chelsea in a very good spot when he got let go, and I still think that was bullshit when he got let go by them. Sorry, I apologize. We're on Facebook. Forget about that. But no, like, it's ridiculous. Like, I personally do not understand why there's so much hatred when it comes to Mourinho. I love the way he runs this team. I love it.
What is up, Andrew? I hope your shoot went well, buddy. Congratulations for getting that as well. Thank you for joining the feed. So let's move on. Greg, we didn't talk about this. Is there literally anything going on in hockey?
Right now, no. It's still preseason. There was this was the college free agency pool opening up, and nothing big happened today. So
okay,
nothing big.
Put a Crosby shirt up. That's pretty much the hockey. That was hockey. So the next thing we want to get into, real quick, NBA talk. There wasn't too much that happened as of late. A couple different moves. Carmelo Anthony finally signed with the Rockets. He is slated to come off the bench, which is something that Melo doesn't think he should have to do. And me personally, I think he should have to do.
Yes.
I think Carmelo Anthony is a very underappreciated talent in the NBA, but ever since he went to the Knicks, he was not the same player that the Nuggets drafted. He did, however, which was super funny, get a jersey from the Atlanta Hawks for his time in Atlanta, which, if you don't know, was literally 5 days before they released him, paid him $20-some-odd million out of the deal, and then he is now signed with Houston. So they the Atlanta Hawks gave him a jersey, which was very funny. And there was a cut from Houston made a cut, or Bleacher Report or ESPN. Someone made a cut of Melo with his different jerseys on his back. So there was a Nuggets, there was a Knicks, there was a Rockets, and I think there was a USA. That was the fourth, because there were four.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And the Atlanta Hawks wrote in, "I think you're missing a jersey." He was a Hawk. He was a Hawk for 5 days. He didn't play a game, didn't do anything crazy. He was an Atlanta Hawk for 5 days, and they're taking it very funny.
It also caused an argument between me and you about whether or not the Hawks jerseys are actually cool or ugly.
They're dope.
I lean towards the ugly side.
I love the Hawks jerseys. Atlanta Hawks jerseys. I think they're amazing. I think they're not the best in the league. Like,
they're unique. I
like the Hornets for a while. I like the Raptors throwbacks. Throwbacks jerseys are always better than. I think throwback jerseys are always better.
No, throwbacks are great, but year-round, though, those are... I don't know about year-round. I would want those as my uniforms, though. I'm sorry. Like, the weird, like, they have, like, the diamond, like, look on them and the interior.
Don't be scared of shapes. That's pretty much the only NBA thing. Tell me if I'm wrong, guys. That was pretty much the only thing I saw really go down, aside from the fact that there's a lot of buzz about LeBron at the Lakers, but that's pretty much every day.
Although I did see something earlier today about CJ McCollum basically kind of saying that he ripped every free agent that went to the Warriors, essentially.
Well, his big stance, and he's not wrong. So he got in a Twitter spat, if you remember correctly, a couple months back with Kevin Durant. Durant was on his podcast.
It was a month ago, yeah.
And he said that McCollum basically has no chance to win a ring, and McCollum came out and tweeted about it because Barstool basically said, "Can we call him the B word now?" And he said, no, like, he knows what he is, and they got in a huge fight. McCollum and Damian Lillard are two of the best players in the NBA that have no shot to win a championship, which, I mean, honestly, you could add anyone to that if it's not on the Golden State Warriors or the Rockets.
Which is sad, but that's what the NBA is right now.
Yeah, which is fine. Yeah. Well, I have a very good stance that I believe we are closer to getting away from super leagues than we've ever been. Super teams, thank you. We are closer in the NBA league from being away from super teams. I think we're not that far away for when Klay Thompson wants his max deal, for when CP3 is basically done being CP3, when Steph hurts his ankle one more time. We're close to a window of every team being relevant.
Oh no, and there's some teams now that have been collecting like a lot of young talent now that we're going to get there eventually. Yeah. We're getting there.
I mean, everyone loves the Timberwolves. I think New Orleans is very close, despite the fact that they do everything in their power to make themselves not close. I think the Knicks are finally close.
It took a while after they finally put some good management there.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Very good point. All right, let's get off basketball.
Don't at me, Knicks fans.
I hate Knicks fans. So Tiger Woods is back, in case you didn't see. But that's not the most important news in golf, Greg. You think that Brooks is the golfer of the year?
Brooks Koepka won 2 majors this year. He won the U.S. Open.
He won 3.
overall, but I'm talking about
I'm
this
sorry.
year.
I'm sorry. Okay, yeah,
This
you're right.
year,
You're right.
he won the U.S. Open and the PGA Championship this year. If that is not Player of the Year right there, then
What if he is just butt and misses every cut till the rest of the year? Like, obviously he's not going to do that. He's a great golfer.
well, here's the
But what
problem.
if he's butt and misses every cut and shanks the Masters and just ruins it?
No, none. Because here's the problem, though. If you look at the rest of the season this year, they still have the FedEx Cup, which I'm very excited for this year, by the way. This is the first time I think I'm actually super excited to watch the FedEx Cup this year. They have that, and they have the Ryder Cup. Ryder Cup is always one of the biggest deals in golf, and Koepka is definitely top 8. He's already, I think he's clinched a spot as the top 8
You know
right
his
now.
ranking? I don't. I'm asking. Like, I don't know his. I'm not going to pretend to know his ranking. I don't know anything about his ranking.
Not off the top of my head. I mean, I do know he definitely qualified because I think it's top 8 U.S. golfers in the world automatically qualify for Ryder Cup, and then the next 4 are captain's choice. Oh no, next 3 because the captain is part of.
And he can pick anyone.
He can pick anyone.
Gotta pick Tiger.
Yeah, that is true because Tiger didn't qualify for top 8.
You got to pick Tiger, dude.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, Brooks Koepka easily had the best year in golf right now. It's not even close. He's easily Player of the Year. If the U.S. wins the Ryder Cup, Koepka easily becomes far and away above the best one in the world. I'm excited to see how he does in
Tiger
playoffs.
wins the Masters.
You know, Masters aren't counting as part of the season, dude.
Oh, you're right. They were last.
Yeah.
That's stupid.
What do you mean it's stupid? It's how the season works.
No, it's not.
Oh my god.
Well, anyway, so Jordan Spieth has the best odds to win the Masters, and Tiger's actually in second right now. It's interesting to give Spieth the highest odds. He's been playing well, and I think it's just because of his success there. Other than the fact that he obviously had kind of some terrible success as well.
Mm-hmm.
Terrible success. Terrible failure.
Terrible success.
Failure,
Yeah. Like, damn,
dude. So you did bring up the question, should Tiger be in the Ryder Cup? Do you have an argument like against that? Because I don't see a reason Tiger Woods would not be on that team based on 3 things. He's playing great. He sells tickets and gets people excited, and he's Tiger freaking Woods.
I think the sales ticket part doesn't really matter because I'm pretty sure I think
it always matters.
Yeah, but
it always matters. It doesn't matter if it matters. It always matters.
Yeah, but who's picking it? Isn't it Jim Furyk who's the captain this year? I believe so.
Yeah.
So Jim Furyk is going to be the one who's picking captaincy, and I also think Tiger's a vice captain. But I think the difference is that vice captain doesn't have the opportunity to actually play. I don't know. I don't know the exact rules of Ryder Cup, so don't quote me on this. But I mean, looking at this, like Tiger, I think read something that in the grand scheme of things, he took, I believe, a 40 spot ranking up in the last 2 weeks because of how well he's been playing and just how
playing lights out.
He's been playing lights out. So I feel like if you're going into the Ryder Cup, you have to look at that as like a big quality. You want guys who are hot right now.
Yeah,
it's like it's kind of like when you're in the NHL and you're playing a hot goalie. You want the guys who are going to be the ones that you can rely on because they're on a hot streak.
Yep.
So I
play the hot hand.
No, I got no problem with Tiger being in it. I'm just trying to figure out if there's anyone who would deserve the spot over him, though.
Nope.
I feel like there's not.
There isn't. Maybe Jack at his old age still.
This is the point where Derek gets very drunk during the podcast. So, yeah, this is...
First of all, that's the second beer I've had in my entire day. Third off, Jack can still bang golf balls. And if you don't think Jack could make that, I think Jack could still make cuts easily.
He's on the senior tour.
Yeah, I'm saying that if he came back to an actual tour event, Jack would make the cut. No doubt in my mind. Golf is once you get your swing down, once you are transitioning over from just hitting it with raw power to getting your swing, obviously things change. Tiger had to change his swing multiple times. But I'm telling you right now, Jack would definitely put some kids to shame. I have no doubt in my mind Jack would make cuts.
Also, sidebar for a sec. I was driving past 79 today, and I saw the Top Golf Complex out there.
Can't wait to go to that.
I want to go there so bad. Yeah, that's just me.
Yeah, no, we'll be out there soon. Messing around for no reason other than just to mess around. So, okay, golf. Anything else you want to talk about, Greg? I think that was the last of our meeting notes talk. So,
in terms of golf, no. I just kind of feel like it's hard for me to figure out who could possibly be picked over Tiger. He's easily made the biggest jump in rankings over the last 2 weeks, and he deserves to be in the Ryder Cup.
Agreed. Jack is still balling. Thank you, Dennis. Thank you. Someone here has a sense of humor. No, Jack is still ball.
He's
Jack
also
is still
drunk.
a god. Jack is not drunk. Jack is a god. So let's switch over. You want to talk about this topic. This is kind of a sensitive issue.
Very.
College football has basically been just getting manhandled lately for reasons that society is now looking into issues. And I'm firmly of the belief that these issues have been going on for way longer than we ever knew, expected anything.
Oh, God, yeah. Oh, absolutely.
So, Greg, what's the most recent storyline that has been taking over ESPN, the news, Fox, everything?
I'm not really in favor of talking about this, but I mean, it's what it is. I know, just let it go. So,
I'm not gonna let it go. You brought this up to talk about.
I meant part of me doesn't want to talk about it.
As a human.
As a human,
but
I don't
you want to talk about
it
on the podcast that I
Yes.
stream on my personal Facebook. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Yes,
Yeah.
as a human, it pains me to talk about this, but I know we have to. So, for people who have been living under a rock, essentially, what happened recently was a redshirt freshman offensive lineman at the University of Maryland died during I believe it was training camp, and the cause of death was believed to have been from heat exhaustion. Now, after this came out, another report essentially came out from an ESPN reporter. I actually can't remember the guy's name. I feel bad for knowing it, so I apologize.
Big J.
So the ESPN reporter essentially wrote a story talking about using unnamed sources, talking about all of the different bullying tactics that occur at the University of Maryland. And some of the stuff was just crazy. Like, I believe they used, the one that really threw me off was that they used food as a punishment. I think one was like starting someone, and another one was making them eat, which was awful. And because of the death that occurred, DJ Dark in the head of Maryland, and then I believe a number of other assistants went on administrative leave.
Yeah.
2 days ago, the president of the university and the actual athletic director were on air talking about it, and the AD both took responsibility for it because they said, remember, hey, these are student athletes. When they are at our university, they're our responsibility, whether they like it or not. So, the full credit for taking responsibility for it. What don't take credit for it drives me nuts. EJ Durkin has not been fired yet. EJ Durkin, under his second year as the coach at Maryland, his second year, and a player down to watch. Why is he not fired yet?
Yeah, he's been put on what you call administrative leave, I believe.
Yes, he was on administrative leave along with as far as I can remember, but the fact that this guy has not been fired yet literally blows. It literally does. I remember when the Urban situation broke out, and I said that what he did was worse than when Russell got fired. Durkin literally was for 2 years, and someone died on his. This is far worse than what Urban. And I said on the podcast, the Meyer needs to be fired. If he actually knew and didn't act on it, he absolutely needs to be fired. And be some sort of criminal process going on with it. There has to be.
Yeah. I do want to say I watched the film. It looked a little bit this due to the wire. At the end of the day, we are best. So bear with us on that front. After the conversation at hand, I'm of the understanding every single time something happens under a head coach's watch, it is just it's the company. If something happens, it's not the watch is at fault. That is literally how it is. So whether or not it was fault, whether or not it coach do something like this, and that's it. Just comes down to the fact that he is responsible for what happens for his watch, no matter what. Absolutely. That he at this point, unlike other situations which are similar, well, not similar, but other situations, to NCAA, he was his thing. Other situations that I don't get too much into, but obviously the Urban Meyer story, the situation, there's certain things that are quote unquote the entire situation. You can look at basketball, Louisville. The situations wasn't even involved. But at the end of the day, it is your regime. You trust the people you hire. That is it. Respect. I have no sympathy for Urban Meyer in that situation. I don't care. I don't.
He has. Yeah, he was on.
him in situations. Isn't anything. So, Greg, and of course, we can say it's one of those situations where it's died under your watch. You should just be fired. You should never be allowed to coach. There should be a court case. I really firmly behind that. Every time we look at it, it's a weird thing because I think I see his argument for it. And I'm not going to say for it or intent that I know him, but the argument for everything is probably you're trying to. There
is, yeah.
I would every single ever had college sports. Say even run this camp, but say two.
Doesn't seem like there's until like so.
There's, I mean, and it's really pretend that it is
now at the end of the day, when he and this is when the really I got so really doing I unfortunately I'm sorry. I apologize. Last time of I heard here